I'm Keith Lapointe. I'm Vice Chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
My name is Mike Lennox. I am the Chairman of the North Attleboro Board of Selectmen.
North Attleboro is home to me. I grew up here and formed all of my friends and memories from childhood are here. And when I thought about where I wanted to be, where I wanted my children to be, that's what North Attleboro is to me.
North Attleboro means everything to me. It's where I have spent the majority of my adult life. It's where my wife and I decided that we wanted to be. It's where I proposed to my wife. I love New England. This is one of those great New England towns that you want to spend your entire life in. So it really means everything to me.
North Attleboro's challenges are complex, and there are multiple levels to those problems. So the plan that we've come up with attempts to address all of those challenges together. The first is that we really have to focus on revenue. Ultimately, revenue is the core of our problem. We're going to do that in two ways. We've already started to aggressively pursue and continue to pursue economic development. There's so many great opportunities. We have a really strong infrastructure system with the North Attleboro Electric Department, access to highways, an educated workforce. It's a great place to do business, and driving economic development is a major priority. And the override, increasing the revenue base through the override, those two come together for the first piece of the plan. The second part of the plan is driving cost reduction and increasing efficiency. That's been part of what we've been doing for decades, but there are still opportunities. Every organization has opportunities to drive efficiency, and as technology continues to improve, it creates new opportunities. The third part of our plan is to make sure that we're investing in critical infrastructure, both capital infrastructure as well as just continuing to maintain the key pieces of our town that are important to driving, quite frankly, the other pieces, economic development, for example. And then the last piece of the four-point plan is to make sure that we're investing in critical services, things that deliver value to the residents and make North Attleboro a great place to live.
Town departments have been significantly reduced, which has essentially diminished the quality of the services that the residents are receiving. Town employees have taken multiple consecutive years of no pay increases, and those individuals that are on the non-safety side of things have also at the same time had their hours reduced. All in amongst that same amount of time in the last decade, we've used health reform on the town employees to drive cost reduction. So there's been a significant effort to do that already. Doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing that. We're going to continue to do that, but there's always been that effort. On the economic development side of things, the town has been as proactive as they could be given the resources that they've had available to them. And for example, we've updated the town's master plan with an economic development section detailing what should be done in that regards. Over half a dozen different business tax incentives have been delivered to town meeting to vote on to try to create some more sustainability in that end of things. And as business and economic development goes, those are long-term initiatives. You have to have people that are passionate to drive those kinds of successes. So those things have been done for quite a long time, and they have led us even to the situation that we have today. And if we want to just keep doing those same things, we're only going to get the same situation that we have right now. So what we really need is a deeper investment in those community services that are going to provide a long-term, sustained approach to success as the town of North Attleboro.
The department heads did a great job of determining the needs that they had to fulfill the services that were most valuable to the town. And we had to balance that, which was $15 million, with the affordability. And as we worked through that, we determined that at $6.5 million, we could hold true to the 4-point economic plan, and it would give us enough money to invest in the most critical services, set aside money for capital investment, but ultimately became something that was affordable to the residents. For the average resident in North Attleboro, a $6.5 million override with the dual tax rate, which we have pledged to implement, will keep the burden at less than $400 per year. And that's how we came to 6.5 and why we think that number is so important.
So our 4-point plan was put together to address the critical priorities of the town without burdening the budget with a lot of additional headcount. So we will hire critically needed police officers, firefighters, teachers. We also plan on putting $1.5 million investment into infrastructure. We plan on addressing the accreditation of our high school, as well as the accreditation of our own town's library. And we also want to address the staffing levels and the efforts of our economic development group so that we can bring sustained business revenue in as a piece of that 4-point plan that we're working on.
Well, the 4-point plan is the 4-point plan. So we're going to come back to work the Wednesday after the election. We're going to continue to drive the 4-point plan. We're going to work on economic development. We're going to continue to look for efficiencies and cost reductions. We're going to look at places that need investing. But the impacts are going to be real. Services will be cut. We know the impact in the police and fire, maintenance of our roads. The library most likely will lose its accreditation, and there'll be an impact to the teaching capacity of the school system. So the consequences are real, but we're going to continue to drive the plan.
As someone that's been an integral part of seeing the budget numbers, hearing from the department heads, understanding the concerns in their need to support the residents, I'll readily admit no override is going to satisfy the expectations of everyone. But people should vote for the override because they have a desire to see success come to North Attleboro. Success in the quality of services that they receive. Their property value should be a reflection of the investment that they're making in their community. And I'll even go a step further by saying that future generations of residents should feel like they can lay down roots here and have the opportunity to create their own personal North Attleboro success. That's why we should vote for the override.